Hi Gems, happy Monday. My name is Alan. I am the content creator and blogger behind HitTheGem.com. Switching things up a bit with my videos, I wanted to do something that related to the vacation that I just took with my family because we had a whole lot of fun, and you guys have told me that you're interested in more travel content as well. And so this week's video is going to be all about my family and our favorite things that we did when we were in Universal a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago. And so just to preface this, my family, it was me, my mom, and then my littlest sister is 13, almost 14, she's grown up. And then the second sister is 19. And so we tended to stay more to the kind of older kid stuff and the adult stuff, so this is going to be more for like that kind of age group. We still did a lot of the kid stuff too, but it was a lot of fun. We had a really nice vacation. We normally do Disney, so it was nice to do Universal this time around. At Universal, the kid stuff is kind of more separate from the grown-up stuff, so you don't feel like you're being like attacked with a stroller every 2 seconds, which is really nice. And it was just a little bit more laid back, I think, than our Disney trips. We went, so it was April, and it was a perfect time of year to go. I don't know if the weather is always like this in Florida in April, but the highest was like 87, I think, and so most of the days were even a little bit lower than that, and so it was really great. It was warm, way warmer than it was in Pittsburgh, but we still felt like that we were getting that Orlando kind of warmness, but we weren't like pouring sweat like when we've done Disney or Universal in like June or July. So keep that in mind as you're planning your family vacations. I know that that's kind of, it's not necessarily in the summer and people still have school, your kids still have school and stuff, but maybe over spring break. It was a really nice time of year to go weather-wise. And so a couple of our favorite things are, I've got some rides and some of the food places, because definitely like where to get the best desserts is a top priority to me. And so they just they just put in the whole Wizarding World of Harry Potter 2, which was also really cool. And the last time that we were there a couple years ago, they had only had like half of it and didn't have the other side up ready yet. And so I'm really glad that we got to see all of that. Okay, so one of my favorite things, these are in no particular order, just like listing them into to what we did and what kind of popped into my head first. But the Minion ride, I can't talk today. The Despicable Me ride, when you so this is on the side of Universal Studios, not Islands of Adventure, this particular ride. And it's kind of right when you walk in, if you keep going a little bit, and it's just really cute. You go in and it's like the process of making a human into a minion. And there's just like, they crack little jokes, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's like a 3D kind of thing, but it's not like a crazy ride. And so that was cute. We like that one. And then another one also on that side is the Revenge of the Mummy ride I really liked. So I don't know if it's because they're running out of space or why this is a trend, but I've noticed that at Universal, a lot of the rides are formatted where you kind of like, you sit down in whatever kind of car or train thing you're going in, and you get to ride a little bit, and then you're at like some kind of screen, or sometimes they're 3D, and they've got like a little bit of like action or something. They're like building the plot. And then you like go, it's like a little tiny section of like riding and thrill, and then it's again at like one of those screen things, then you go a little bit again and the same thing happens. And it's not like I dislike those, but that seems to be like every single ride is starting to be like that, which I don't love. I like being able to like feel like I'm on a ride the whole time. But so the Revenge of the Mummy ride, there's a little bit of that. It's not really a screen, it's more kind of like things that are set up. But then after that, you have lots of twists and turns, and it's kind of like gets into be like an indoor kind of roller coaster thing a little bit more so than some of the other ones like that. And so I like that one. My sister's a really big fan of that too. So we rode that, and we rode that at least twice. So that was fun. Let's see what else I got on here. So I'm trying to talk about everything that's at the Universal side, and then I'll tell you about Islands of Adventure. The Rip Ride Rocket was really fun. The second time we went on it, and I don't know if we'll be able to squeeze the video clip into this. I'll have to ask John if we can make that happen. But so the second time we went on it, it's like one of those roller coasters that goes up like at like you go fly straight up, and then you come down. There's a huge drop, and the second time we went on it, my sister and I ended up getting the front. We weren't expecting that. And it was like 20,000 times scarier in the front seat, and the video of our faces and us freaking out going up and that first drop, it's just like absolutely hilarious because it was so much more intense. So if I can, it was on my Instagram, but if we can get it in here, we will. But it was really funny. You get to pick your own song that you want to listen to, like when you're riding. I think that they could use some song updates, but nonetheless, it was still a really cool ride. And then so Islands of Adventure. So on one side, and on the Universal side is Diagon Alley and everything of that when you're in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And so there's one ride over there, and then when you go to the Island of Adventure side, there's more rides. And I just highly recommend like everything in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. All the rides are really well done. They're so much fun. They're worth the waits. And you have to try Butterbeer. That was really good. But so what is even better than Butterbeer is Butterbeer ice cream. And it was like soft serve, and it was just absolutely delicious and amazing. Ice cream is already like my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And then so to try the Butterbeer ice cream was just, it was delicious. If you go, you have to get some. I want to say that we got it at, I think we got it at Three Broomsticks. It's one of their little restaurants. It's not like a, like they don't serve you, like you just get your food and you sit down, so there's not like a crazy wait or anything to get in. But yeah, it's really good. I highly, highly, highly recommend that. And I love how they have all of the shops and the stores and the little places to eat in Harry Potter World. What was it? My sister kept calling it Harry Potter World, so that's just like what it is in my head. But everything is so well done and so detailed. And on the Universal side, there's actually, if you go like, this isn't going to make sense, but you can at least ask somebody when you get there what I'm talking about. So if you go like all the way to the end, and there was a place to get like real, like Butterbeer, but like real beer. It was alcoholic. And so like right after that, there's this little alley, and we discovered it accidentally the last day that we were there. But if you go in, then it's like there's this like dark magic shop and like all of these like dark artifacts and this like hidden corner of all of these cool things to look at and some of the stuff from the books. So don't miss that. So it's kind of like a secret. I don't know what it's called, but unless you know about it, like you wouldn't know. So you go all the way down, and when you're, because there's only like one way you can go. So if you walk in to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter on that side, instead of going right, you go all the way to the left, and when you can't go any further, it's back in that alley, and it's really cool. So that's a tip and a secret to go and look for when you're there. Another thing, so this was on the Islands of Adventure side. We'll start talking about Islands of Adventure, but on this side is right at the end of kind of where the shops and the little kind of town, if you will, ended, right before the castle, right before Hogwarts. I can't talk. Hogwarts Castle. There is this little, like, they called it a magic show, but it was they had maybe like 10 or 15 people in at a time, and they select one of the kids that's in the audience, and they like hand select the one that they should have. And so they had this little boy come up, and he was just so excited. Like, he was really shy, but he was really excited. And so the guy like gave him one wand and told him to like try something, and like something moved, but it wasn't like what he was telling him to do. So then he had to like get him another wand, and it was like the whole process of figuring out like which wand was gonna pick this little boy wizard. And so that was somebody from the audience, and I'm sure they're like trying to get you, because I don't know how you could not buy a wand for your kid after they had that kind of experience. But it was so cute to watch. The little boy was like so excited, and it was really neat. So if you, and I think it runs like every 10 minutes or something. It's not like a big show. It's kind of like tucked in the corner. But that was really fun part of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter too. It was definitely really crowded. It was the most crowded part of the park. They don't have it set up in a way that is kind of, that caters to a lot of people, which I agree with the decision that they made, because it's very authentic and it really feels like you're walking in to different kind of scenes from the books and the landscapes there. So I definitely don't think that they should have done it any other way, but just be prepared, you know, keep your kids close by. There's just expect a lot of people when you walk in there. So also a couple of my favorite things from Islands of Adventure were, so right after the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, once you get off, and they have a train that connects the two Harry Potter worlds, which is cool. So you don't have to, as long as you have the park ticket where you can go back and forth between the parks, you can ride the train back and forth. So you don't have to walk like all the way back to the beginning if you want to go to the other park. So right after Wizarding World of Harry Potter is Jurassic Park. And so in there, they have this little thing on the side where you can meet a raptor. And I've never seen that before, so I don't know, I don't think it's new. Maybe we just never stopped to do it before. And so they're very theatrical, and they make a really big deal about it. And so it's not just like you stand there and it's like this raptor, it's not like just a raptor you take a photo with, like it's this raptor that's like in this cage, and it like comes out and it's like playful but still like intense like a raptor. And the guy that was like manning her, who was like, I don't know what you call that, like directing the raptor, it was just like very like lifelike, and it was really funny, and the guy was really funny, and so he had said something like, the raptor's really intimidated by women, so we had to take our photo really quick, and he played along like really well and had everyone do really fun poses. And my sisters, even though they're 13 and 19, they got a really big kick out of that, so that was fun. Also in the same area, there's a Kong Skull Island ride, and that's new, so we did wait a little bit for that one. We had the Universal Express Pass, which gets you on rides sooner, and we still ended up waiting a little bit. How they did it, and you got into one of the little, like, it's not a car, but I don't know, truck kind of whatever things, and you like drove a little bit, so it was more than like a simulator, but they had like screens on both sides, and it was really, out of the rides that they make like that, how everything is kind of like a screen and then a little bit of a ride, that was my favorite one that was set up like that, because it was on both sides of you, so it was on both sides of the vehicle that we were in, and it just like, it really filled up like the whole room, and it was a cool experience. It felt very lifelike, and it was a really great ride for anybody, even if you can't ride like roller coasters and stuff like that. I think it's accessible to more people compared to some of the other rides, and it's also still like really thrilling and exciting, so that was a fun one. The Hulk roller coaster, you have to ride that. It's like one of the best roller coasters of all time. I hate the part of roller coasters where you go up and it feels like forever. It's just bad for my anxiety. I don't like that part, but I like the going down part. And so on the Hulk, there's none of that. You just shoot and then you go, and it's really fun. It's just cool how they have it all laid out. And we like magically got on like right as the sun was setting, and it was just really neat. It was beautiful to be on this roller coaster, and the sun was like glistening over everything. I'm probably one of like the only people that would actually appreciate that, the timing of being on a roller coaster when the sun was setting, because I'm weird and I appreciate little things like that. But it was fun. It was a good timing, which hardly ever happens in my family, so it was good timing on our part how we laid it out that day. I think that was all of my favorites as far as that. In Islands of Adventure, this is not a ride, but in Seuss Land, or whatever they call the Dr. Seuss world, there's a little sweet shop. I don't remember what it's called, but they have like really, really great Rice Krispie treats, and they have really fun looking cupcakes. They're all really delicious. A lot of times you see like the fun stuff and you know it's not going to taste that good because it's going to be like super sugary, and it's just going to taste like artificial stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's probably lots of artificial stuff in it. It's definitely not, if you're watching calories, it's not for you. But it was all delicious. It's just a little gem in there. They've got really great sweets, so if you need a sweet treat while you're there, in the Seuss world, on the Island of Adventure side, try that out. Very good. Okay, so the other two things that I want to tell you about, there's lots of stuff to do on the Islands of Adventure part. Lots of cool things to do, but other than the Hulk and Harry Potter and the Jurassic Park, when we were in the Jurassic Park part of it, there's a little, it's not little, it's a kind of a, it's not, they don't market it as a water ride, but there's a possibility that you could get soaked. And so my sister's face, when we were coming down the hill, she was trying to wear her hat because she had her hair straightened and they didn't want it to get wet, and so they told her to take it off, and then she put it back on, and then like right before we went down the hill, they were like, now is the time to remove all hats, and she just like rolled her eyes, and then we dropped down this big hill, and her face on the photo was worth like the entire price of the photo package, because it is just absolutely priceless. It was really a really funny moment, not for her, but for us, but she didn't really get that wet. It was just, her face was fantastic. So other than the stuff in the parks, when you walk out of either park, you walk into, if you've never been to Universal, they call it City Walk, I think. I'm so bad with names of people, places. Sorry. If you have questions, just let me know. So you walk out and there's like shops and restaurants and stuff, and that is also where Voodoo Donuts is, and you have to go there. These are probably the best donuts that I've ever had in my life. They were absolutely delicious. I had a Butterfinger one. I forget what it was called, but it had Butterfingers on it. It was so good. So good. And then my sister and I actually went back the next day because they were so good. There was one where it had chocolate icing and Rice Krispies and peanut butter. Oh, it was to die for. Their Oreo ones looked really good too, but I didn't have one of those. So Voodoo Donuts. Now here's the Voodoo Donuts secret, is go in the morning, because at that time everyone is trying to get into the parks, they're trying to get their day started, and no one's really thinking about like making the extra stop for donuts. So in the morning the line was only like, I only had to wait like 10ish minutes, but towards the evening we had walked by and it was like 35 to 45 minutes. So if you want the best donuts that you've ever had in your life, but you don't want to wait for them, go in the morning. Like even when I went for a run, I stopped and got them and then brought them back for my family. So if you have somebody in your family that's like nice enough to head out first and grab them and bring them back for you while you're all getting ready, that's preferred. But if not, still, even like just stop on your way to the parks, the line will be way shorter in the morning than in the evening. And then we also, so they have this toothsome chocolate emporium, and I was kind of disappointed. I don't normally say things, not this super negative, but I don't normally like bring up stuff like this about videos, but in my videos, but I think it's important to know because my expectations are kind of let down. Just so you know, so that you can have a good experience when you're there. My sister and I, we got, so they have a restaurant. We didn't go to the restaurant, but they just have this like section where you can, there's all kind of treats and different chocolates and all this stuff. And it's really expensive. That was the issue I had, is that it was super, super expensive, and what I got was not great at all. And everything just looked amazing. It was very artistic, and it was so like well presented, and so we were so excited. We were like, oh, we've been craving something sweet all day, and this is going to be exactly what we want. And so we both got these like cake in a jar things, which we thought were going to be delicious. They looked so good. I got a red velvet one, and she got a cookie dough one, and they were just like, I wasn't just like mildly disappointed, I was like extremely disappointed. It just tasted like, the icing tasted like it was from like 5 days ago, and the cake was okay. But so just be careful if you go there. Maybe try like a little sweet first. I don't know how their other stuff is because we didn't try anything else, but for what the price is for that experience, and plus we had to wait a good bit. If there was a ton of people in there, so we had to wait a couple minutes to be able to get our stuff, and then it was just not what I was expecting from a place that's called Chocolate Emporium, and where I don't remember how much they were, but they were too much money for what they were. So if you go and you have a better experience, please let me know. That's important. I would love to know that it is actually delicious and that the day we went it was just a fluke. And if you get Voodoo Donuts, let me know what donut you had. I'm going to wrap this up, but the other thing that we also did that's worth mentioning was we went to Volcano Bay, which is the new water park that was down there, and everything looked amazing. Like, I really felt like I was on a tropical getaway. But the one thing that I want to say about Volcano Bay is that their system is it's really different from anything that's out there, and which I appreciate, trying to be innovative and trying to be more accommodating and having your guests wait lesser times and hoping that their day is going to be more enjoyable. But the system was definitely confusing, and I think they still have some kinks to work out, and we didn't really educate ourselves on how it worked beforehand. So when we got to the park, we were just kind of like flying by the seat of our pants, as we tend to do in my family. But if you're going to go to Volcano Bay, I would highly, highly, highly recommend taking some time to like sit down and look at their website, and I think they have like a video too on how everything works and how their system works. That way when you walk in, you can plan out your day in an effective way. Like, you get this like armband thing, and you have to scan it at rides, and so you have to still wait for your turn, but you don't wait in the line. But if you scan your thing, you can't scan it on anything else unless it's a ride. And so it took us a while to kind of get the hang of that. And so save yourself some time by taking a few moments to try to get a grasp and an understanding on that beforehand. Okay, I think that's it. This has been a longer video. I'm not sure how you guys are going to like this, but I hope that you love it. Even if you haven't been to Universal, make sure that you like, comment, share. You might have people on your friends list, or I'm sure you know somebody who's going to Universal, so maybe this will help them find a couple spots that they'll be sure not to miss with their family. And if you want to see more travel content, let me know in the comments below. Make sure that you communicate with me, like what you didn't like. That way I can be sure to make stuff that you are interested in. And thank you for always giving me such valuable feedback. I look forward to getting some more travel-y type stuff up, because like all I want to do in my heart is travel. So I'm glad that you guys are on board for more posts and videos of that nature. Okay, see you next week. Have a great day. Happy Monday.